Afternoon and welcome back, everybody. If you watched our Crime Time live stream on Facebook earlier this week, we were up at the Guam Animals in Need Animal Shelter up in Gigo, and we were talking about animal abuse. It is a very real, very serious crime here on our island. And I have two friends of mine tonight on the KUM couch that are going to talk about that. Of course, the man himself, Sergeant Paul Tapao with the Guam Police Department. Sarge,
Hey, Hafide, thanks for having us again.
All right, and joining us once again is Allison Hadley, the Executive Director of GAIN. So thank you for joining us, Allison.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, that discussion that we had, you guys, was fascinating. I mean, not only did we see with our own eyes, the animals that were there, like beautiful young puppies and kittens waiting to be adopted, but Allison, you were actually shedding light on the fact that animal abuse is such a prevalent problem here in the island, even if people don't necessarily recognize how big it is.
Yeah, I would say, honestly, it's a common thing all over the nation. I think Guam might just feel it a lot more because it's very consolidated. Obviously, being on an island, it's harder to hide it. And like I was saying, there's neglect and stuff like that. But I believe that a lot of it has to do with just educating the community a little bit more, just about some of the basic and easy things that we can do with animals.
Okay, and Sarge, we don't like to mince words on this segment and everything. We get right to the heart of the issue. If people are found to be abusing animals in here, from a legal perspective, what kind of penalties can they face?
You're a violation of the law, so the beautiful thing about it is that our four-legged critters are actually covered under the law, under Title IX, Section 7010, and it really has a defined definition about cruelty to animals and animal abuse. And the law that governs where we go with the Guam Police Department, we've made headways with the shooting incident that happened last year up in Gigo. Our pet detectives sort of say they went out there and they did their due diligence, and it's unfortunate we didn't get the ruling of what we were looking for, but nonetheless, it shows the efforts with the Guam Police Department and working with the community and spreading the awareness of what's going on. And we've been seeing with the Guam Crime Stoppers and the Guam Police Department a high volume of report of via to social media or to just phone calls of pets who are actually left abandoned or left exposed to the elements. And it's really when we did that, one of the individuals who were watching actually called me and they asked if we can do more awareness, and this is why I had asked Allison to come in so that collectively as a community we can spread the awareness so that we can help educate the community about what they can and can't do.
Allison, I've never even thought about this, but are animals that possibly that wind up at GAIN, could they be candidate to work as canine dogs, either like in the military or like with the Guam police if they show, talent?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. We get animals of all ages, so we definitely get the ones that are young enough that you could begin to groom them, and they are just like humans. They all have different personalities. They have technically like skill sets, that might be a little bit different than other animals, and so I definitely think it's a possibility. We have had animals adopted through GAIN that have gone on to become therapy animals and like physical assistance animals, so it's absolutely, boonies are just as good at those as other dogs.
Absolutely. So Paul, you've talked about the tight partnership that real-life police officers, cops, have with their dogs, and we talked about this on the live stream, and I've talked to many canine people in the military and police officers, and they say, hey, you mess with my partner, you mess with me. But have you guys actually enlisted some animals from the shelter as part of your cadre? And you refer to animals as your cadre as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've yet to venture down there, but when we spun up first the canine unit of the Guam Police Department, we took from various agencies what worked, and one thing that they stressed was that a handler has to be linked and bonded to the working dog that's going to be attached to them. They become family instantly. They have to forge that bond in the beginning of the training, and it's really when you see them in action, you have to take a step back because you're going to high stress situation, and here's the handler with the canine moving in a high stress area, ammos, guns, and everything exposed and stuff, and they remain calm, cool, and collective. And when you see, the working animals or the working dogs actually produce and perform, it's just phenomenal. And it really starts with the bonding with the handler and, of course, the dog that's assigned to him.
Now, Allison, I've always appreciated one aspect of your operations up there at GAIN, because not only do you guys do an amazing job of getting the word out about animals that are available for adoption, but you guys also have a strong presence on social media.
Yes.
What has that been as far as, networking with members of the community, telling people, what dogs are available, and also when these very heinous crimes come to light and everything like that, getting the word out and and hopefully finding some resolve.
I mean, social media is amazing in terms of just how many people you can access, and it just gives us a lot of exposure, yes, for the positive things and maybe the more negative things that arise in the community. But I would say it's just it's ideal for us because I have so few staff. It allows us to really put the word out when we need everything from supplies to letting them know, yes, about animals that need to be adopted, to be fostered. It's a really great way to get immediate responses, and we have a really great community on our regular Facebook page as well as our foster Facebook page. And we also have a lot of followers from the States who used to live here or who used to work at Gain and stuff, and it just makes our presence that much more available to people, and so they can absolutely go to us with questions. We have people ask us questions just in general about animal care, just needing to know some basic information all the way to specific information about a particular animal they've seen online. And so it's made us so much more accessible to people, and it's been really great for us to have that outlet.
All right. Okay, well, Sarge, this week's crime of the week is, in fact, one crime against an animal. So what do you got for us?
This is the heinous crime that happened to Sumo, and it's just really understanding what happened to him and just the bond that the Silva family had with Sumo. It's really shocking to hear that this happened. So anybody has information, please utilize the Guam Crime Stoppers email at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. Submit the tip online, and let's help bring justice to Sumo and the Silva family.
Okay, here's the information that you need to know.
The Guam Crime Stoppers is reaching out to the community relative to an incident that occurred on Friday, April 12th. Now, on Friday, April 12th, Sumo, an 8-year-old Doberman, was last seen at his home on Lily Street in Alligator, Dedido at around 7:30 in the morning. At around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, family members of Sumo had received information of hearing gunshots and a dog cry out within the area. At around 8:30 p.m., Sumo was discovered 250 yards from his home, dead from a gunshot wound. And the family members of Sumo and the Guam Crime Stoppers is reaching out to the community for their help. Family members of Sumo are offering a $6,000 reward for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the individual responsible for Sumo's death. The Guam Crime Stoppers will also pay a reward of up to $1,000 for the information that leads to the arrest and a grand jury indictment for the individuals responsible for this crime. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP, that's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
All right, guys, not only is that incident very heartbreaking, it's also shocking in our island community where there is such a sense of family and respect for one another, and pets truly are family members. I know so many people, they're like, that's my son, that's my cousin, and it's not just being facetious. People really take animals in as part of their family. Okay, so Allison, you're our honored guest today. We'll give you like a final word. How can people contact you, and where can they visit you at?
So the animal shelter is located up in Jigo, a little less than a mile from the front gate of Anderson. We're open every day of the week, including weekends, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They can always check us out on Facebook, or they can give us a call at 653-4246.
No, yours is a labor of love, to be sure, and everything, and we greatly appreciate what you do for our island community.
Thank you for what you do. It really is inspirational to know that we have this service available to us.
All right, and Sarge, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for having us, and let's bring justice to Sumo and the Silva family.
All right, justice, that is the word, so keep that in mind. Hopefully, you can provide information that can help solve this crime, but we are back right after.